things over. Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Well, a new era in Portland, Grant. Young, raw, and still finding their place.
Yeah, B.A., they've committed to growing through reps and putting in the time. The victories are hard-won, but a foundation is being laid.
Shot's good by Antetokounmpo. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
Shot clock at 6. Trailblazers got to hurry, got to get up a shot. Mobley with it, guarded by Antetokounmpo. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot. Jason Tatum talked about his development since coming into the league, and he said earlier, I was playing the game just to play the game instead of thinking it. It's tough when you're younger. You just want everything to happen so fast, but it doesn't work like that. Guys?
He's come a long way. All right, Allie, thank you. Out to Lillard. Back to Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
Oh, the hammer. Mobley, a powerful dude out there.
Pass to Tatum. To the middle. Portland moving it around. Here's Red. Picked it out of midair. And here's Wembanyama. That one falls. His second make in 5 attempts.
All too easy for Wembanyama. He feels like no one can defend him inside.
And a fast break now for the Thunder. Wembanyama controls the rebound and the putback. Wembanyama's got 6. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for the Thunder.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And something else I've noticed is how they've been able to cause turnovers and take advantage of them on the offensive end, not wasting those extra chances at all.
There's 1:59 left in the first quarter here. Pass to Bradley. Back to Westbrook. Here's Red. Just 5 to shoot. To snap the cold streak. The shot misses. Thunder with a lead. Outside Carter. The 3. He can't hit that time. Robinson on the wing. Lets the 3 fly. Pass to Red. Now here's Robinson. Robinson on the wing. The fader. Offensive rebound. Back to Bradley. Oh, it's stolen by Towns. On the attack, Carter. Gordon. And the whistle on the shot. Got some contact there. Misses the shot, but he'll shoot 2.
Well, Gordon is super athletic and mobile at his size. and he knows how to force the D's hand on the drive.
You know, Stan, basketball isn't the only passion San Jose native Aaron Gordon has.
Yeah, B.A., I heard he's very technology-oriented, which we're not. He's a self-proclaimed computer nerd and loves everything about technology. We could use his help. He's skilled in more fields than just basketball.
Portland trailing here. Bradley sets a screen. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation there on the defense. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
At the line for your Trailblazers.
And the technical free throw missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however.
Look, I got to say, the evolution of Russell Westbrook has been an underrated story in the league. This is a star player who has adapted to so many different situations successfully.
He's just too quick to the cup. No one near him to get postered.
Pass to Towns. 17-foot shot on the way. It's all tied up in Portland. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return.
13. The Thunder. 13.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Portland.
Well, it's simple. Rebounding made all the difference in the first quarter. They really got after it.
Hey, look, it's simple. More rebounds means more possessions, and that's clearly been their priority.
Back to Bradley. There's the steal. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Thunder lead by 2.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
Robinson can't hit.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Back to Towns. Pass to Randolph. Now Towns. 6 on the shot clock. Whoa! Towns with the power.
I like that. Towns attacking the rim with intent.
Basket counts. Westbrook's got his third bucket of the night.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
To the wing, right side. Pass to Heinrich. Westbrook with the rebound. And just about a minute and a half has passed here in the second quarter. Basket's good.
Confident shot by Westbrook. When he likes a look, he's all in.
So Mark Daigneault will call a timeout, and we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Well, Grant, you look up and down this Thunder roster. It is just loaded with winning players.
Yeah, B.A. Guys who are going to make the right play. Defend their spot, move without the ball. I mean, they've built something special in OKC. Piece by piece.
So they take the lead. Now it's a 3-point Portland lead.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Mobley deciding where to go with it. Pass to Hudson. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
Well-placed pass in the hands of a guy ready to attack.
Portland moving it around. Now Robinson. Here's the three. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. Now Lillard. Lillard with the touch inside.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Pass to Petrovic. Beyond the arc. Who is stolen by Lillard. Pushing it up the floor. Here comes Oklahoma City. Here's Hudson. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. And he dunks it down.
Just such a terrific dunker.
Man, born to fly, that's for sure.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
The block by Wembanyama, and he'll lead the league in that category numerous times when it's all said and done.
Wow, Victor takes it to him inside.
I love this game plan. That's 10 points in a row from in close.
And so timeout called by Chauncey Billups here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. Here. And you might think the toughest picks are set by the bruisers, but some say the shooters actually set the best screens. Why is that?
Well, the guy guarding a shooter doesn't want to leave their side, so when they screen you, you get no help.
Inside, here's Yao. Always a nice way to start, makes his first one.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Lillard darting in. Here's Towns. And it's good. 2 points. Towns has gotten 4 this quarter.
And you know, in this quarter, they've really brought up their shooting percentage.
You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
Well, that's not the focus we're used to seeing from him at the line. He's usually rock solid from there.
Carter can't get it to go. Outside Tatum. Pass to Yao. It's Lillard with the drive. So crafty on the drive, Lillard.
On the drive, Lillard can be so quick, making it hard to cut him off.
Back to Hardaway. And here's Tatum. Here's Yao. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game. 4 on the clock. Hardaway, no good. Outside Carter. And it's slammed in by Carter.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. On the wing, Tatum. 59 seconds left in the second quarter. Pass to Petrovic. The 3, Hardaway. Oklahoma City grabs a miss.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
It's Lillard with the drive. Back to Carter. Robinson with a steal to get back on track. Hardaway, no good.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
Great positioning on the putback.
This run has been fueled by their Matador defense.
From 15 feet away, Hardaway grabs the board. On the wing, Tatum. Over Lillard. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. They lead by 11 as the quarter comes to a close. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Here's Yao. Pass to Petrovic. Portland moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. Tatum from long range. Tatum with another miss.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
And Lillard gets it to go.
And I love how decisive Lillard is, giving the defense no time to react off the dribble.
Now here's Hardaway. Checking his numbers, he's put up a little over 9 points a game.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Carter can't get it to go. Blazers trail by 12. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks, Brian. Every team in the league is looking for a long, athletic wing defender, and the Portland Trail Blazers have been especially keen on stockpiling them. As they look to acquire their future franchise players, they want a ready-made roster full of versatile 3-and-D role players to surround them. Back to you, BA.
A good strategy. Okay, Allie, good stuff. Here's Hudson. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup. Hudson's got 6 points.
Well, I love that dish. Wembanyama is so unselfish. Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
Now here's Mobley. His offense has been solid, scoring around 11.5 points a game.
A big man that dishes, something Mobley does very well.
And so it's Wembanyama with it. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 14 points, their largest margin of the game. Here's Hardaway. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Ooh, wait. Big finish. Big time. And man, did they need that.
You can tell he's trying to get him going with that dunk.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
Here's Yao. Now Hardaway. Outside Tatum. Three-pointer. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Here's Carter. Good. That's his 5th bucket in 9 attempts.
Well, he's been very reliable tonight. Not wasting any chances. Really using his head.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Now here's Lillard. 7 points in the game.
Well, in addition to scoring, Lillard is a gifted facilitator. He'll detect those big weaknesses in the defense. Wow, his shooting woes continue, and it's weighing down this offense.
And the Defensive Player of the Year for 2025, Evan Mobley. What makes him so formidable, Greg?
Well, you know, he has a similar physical frame to Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett. Long-armed and athletic at 6'11". And the intangibles are all there as far as timing and IQ.
Tatum from long range.
Now, he hasn't been great this quarter. The coaches need to try to figure out a way to get him going.
Here's Hudson. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Hudson's got 8.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
And so timeout called by Chauncey Billups here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. the ball in bounds, and they got called for a 5-second violation.
When you're trying to cut into a lead, you can't afford that kind of mistake.
Yeah, that's just a lack of focus. Plays like that can really frustrate a coaching staff.
And so Mark Daigneault will call a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. So it's Oklahoma City now. It's a 16-point game. Here's Rice. Off the mark there with a three. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Pass to Red. Here's Stojakovic. The three, Westbrook. Rice grabs the miss. From deep, Wembanyama. Buckets. He's now 6 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, you've got to worry about Wembanyama everywhere. He puts a defense to the test.
Oklahoma City leading by 19. Here's Turkoglu. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Good on the bucket.
They're winning the battle down low by imposing their will.
It's stolen by Wembanyama. Pass to Turkoglu. Back to Wembanyama. Cuts off the pass. Westbrook taking his time here. Here's Red. Antetokounmpo is doubled. Over to the wing. 5 to shoot. Right wing. Back to Westbrook. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Here's Pope. Three-pointer. No luck on that one. Here's Ryder. Antetokounmpo inside. For three, Westbrook. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Thunder leading by 21.
Portland foul. Michael Red. First personal foul. First team foul. Now,
There's 38 seconds left in the third quarter. And the bucket is good.
Yeah, this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And Giannis will just about do anything the coaching staff asks. A true team player.
And Grant, for everything else he's accomplished, Giannis hasn't quite mastered the three-point shot.
And you know, he hasn't had to, B.A. You want him inside, hitting on those high percentages, shutting down the lane defensively, and, of course, controlling the boards.
Here's Hudson. Here's Griffith. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Antetokounmpo outside. And so it's Oklahoma City. They're feeling great. A 21-point lead. And they've racked up a ton of turnovers.
the Thunder, 55.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Thunder leading by 21. Towns outside. Pass to Rice. And it's Portland with a rebound.
Suffocating defense to keep the layup from falling.
Westbrook outside. Here's Stojakovic. Back to Westbrook. Portland moving it around. Here's Ryder. No good on the triple. Pass to Griffith. Back to Mobley. And we're seeing some younger teams really on the rise here. Any particular reason, Grant?
Well, you know, it's part of the natural order of things. Certain players will dominate, and when they age, there are always those young upstarts vying to take the lead.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Towns outside. And it's Towns with the power finish.
B.A., when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. 16 feet out. Misses off the left iron. Oklahoma City leading by 21. Pass to Lillard. Here's Rice. Fires the three. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist. Rice has got his first 3 points of the game. And Chauncey Billups calls timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now. So it's Portland now. Pass to Petrovic. Buries it from three.
Here in the second half, you see they've gone to the long ball to try to keep up.
Now here's Gordon. There's the three. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. And despite the NBA's popularity, some folks criticizing the wide-open style of play.
Yeah, you know, B.A., some of the artistry is lost when guys are mostly hunting for open threes. But for some teams like the Celtics and Warriors, that's been a championship-winning formula. And, well, we all know it's a copycat league. It seems like every miss ends up in his hands. He's been unreal.
Yeah, he's been a beast on the glass. A monster night for him.
And Gordon with the big finish.
My goodness, Aaron Gordon putting on a show.
Driving inside. A nice shot by Rice. Rice has got 5 points now this quarter. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Thunder.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
They're also finding a lot of points tonight off of transition play, running the floor and using the fast break to beat the defense.
3 on the clock. Petrovic. Again, the miss by Portland. Outside Carter. Portland with a rebound. Left side Tatum. Looking to get it going. Pass to Petrovic. And a miss there on the triple.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Back to Westbrook. Oh, ripped away. And Gordon has got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth. Here's Rice. scores it as the shot clock ticks down.
And staring at a sizable deficit, the defense has to tighten up.
Back to Tatum to stop the run. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Yeah, I think he's letting his emotions get the better of him on that foul.
Good. Heinrichs got his first 2 points.
And it hasn't just been their stellar offense. Their defense has been effective as well.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
The three-pointer off the mark.
2 minutes.
So it's Oklahoma City now. Here's Heinrich. Something the league has worked towards, seeing small market teams competing at a high level, Grant.
Yeah, this league isn't just for the big cities. Smart drafting and team development can make any organization elite. And of course, that's the beauty of it all. And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Thunder.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And make no mistake, this has been a legendary year for them as they continue to rack up win after win. The confidence, enthusiasm, and carefree attitude they've played with has now helped earn them their 72nd win this year. Just remarkable.
It's just a great matchup for them. And they're looking for the 4-game season sweep in their next meeting.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Victor Wembanyama.
Well, that work he's shown on the glass has been spectacular. You love to see that as a coach.
Hits the front of the rim and out. Out to the wing. The three is up. Another shot. Back to Westbrook. And so it's the Thunder taking care of business in this one. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never came.
Yeah, and this team was consistent throughout.